Hello and welcome. I'm Bodhi. To understand how life operates on our planet, we have to start at the absolute foundation. We need to look at the microscopic engine that powers every living organism, the cell. These biological engines first appeared about 3.5 billion years ago. This photograph of the Puba Valley in Ladakh captures the kind of environment where researchers believe life originated. In boiling, mineral-rich hot pools, the first single-celled organisms, heat-loving bacteria called thermophiles, managed to survive. Surviving that extreme heat and harmful radiation required a defense mechanism. Scientists studying these springs found rapid formations of calcium carbonate, a mineral deposit that likely shielded early organic molecules. Over time, these deposits helped shape a rudimentary protective membrane. By wrapping organic material in a definitive boundary, a physical divide was created between the safe internal environment and the chaotic outside world. That barrier was the essential first step in the formation of a living cell. Humanity remained ignorant of these building blocks for millennia, held back by a hard biological limit in the human eye. This animation demonstrates a concept called the limit of resolution. The human eye is incredibly complex, but it cannot distinguish two objects as separate if they are closer than 0.1 millimeters apart. They simply blur into a single point. Because a typical cell is vastly smaller than 1/10 of a millimeter, the architecture of our own bodies was entirely invisible to us. We needed to invent new technology before we could look inward. That technological leap happened in 1665. This photograph shows the tool that broke the visual barrier, an optical microscope built by Robert Hooke. Hooke placed dead cork under his lenses. This historical illustration shows what he documented. Instead of solid wood, a geometric pattern. Looking closely, Hooke noticed repeating empty compartments. Reminded of the small, unadorned rooms inhabited by monks, he named these boxes cells. Hooke's observation proved that living matter is not a single, continuous block of material. A tree branch, a blade of grass, and human skin are all constructed from billions of discrete microscopic units. Zooming into one of those units reveals a highly regulated system. This animated diagram shows the cell membrane, the universal gatekeeper. Built from a fluid layer of fats and embedded proteins, it is selectively permeable, allowing specific nutrients in while blocking harmful substances out. Unable to move to escape environmental stress, plants have an extra layer of defense. This microscopic view of an onion peel highlights the cell wall. Made of a tough carbohydrate called cellulose, it keeps the plant upright and prevents the cell from bursting under pressure. Once you pass those outer defenses, you enter the cytoplasm. This semi-fluid jelly fills the interior, packed with specialized structures called organelles, each acting as a distinct worker on a microscopic factory floor. Not all cells have this level of internal organization. This diagram shows a primitive prokaryotic cell, like a bacterium. Prokaryotes lack membrane-bound internal organelles and a central vault. Notice how their genetic instructions, the nucleoid, float freely in the cytoplasm without a protective casing. Prokaryotes are incredibly resilient, surviving in harsh conditions for billions of years. But the evolution of eukaryotic cells, with their compartmentalized internal organelles, paved the way for the complex biology of plants and animals. Inside a complex eukaryotic cell, specific tasks are divided among specialized organelles. Mitochondria act as the powerhouse, breaking down glucose molecules to release energy in the form of ATP, the chemical currency that drives all cellular activity. Plant cells require even more specialized equipment. This cross-section illustrates their internal layout. Dominating the interior is the central vacuole. This massive organelle stores water and minerals, maintaining intense internal pressure to keep the plant firm. Everything is coordinated by the nucleus, the command center protecting the DNA blueprint. From energy production to waste management, every action inside the cytoplasm is highly coordinated, executing precise instructions broadcast from the DNA inside the nucleus. Classical cell theory dictates that new cells can only arise from pre-existing ones. Under normal conditions, a cell grows, performs its function, and when required, divides to replace dead or damaged tissue, maintaining a strict life cycle. Usually, cells stop dividing as soon as they physically bump into their neighbors, a mechanism called contact inhibition. But when the DNA is damaged, that physical braking system fails. The result is rapid, uncontrolled division, an expanding mass of rogue cells identified as cancer. Today, the field of synthetic biology is moving toward programming empty cell shells from the ground up. Scientists can remove a cell's original DNA, insert an entirely synthetic genetic code, and successfully prompt the cell to follow a brand new set of instructions. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the microscopic world. If you found this useful, please like, share, and subscribe to Bodhi Classes so we can keep exploring together. We spent millennia blind to the existence of cells. Now, by mapping their architecture and rewriting their genetic code, we are developing treatments for modern diseases and finally understanding the machinery that sparked into existence 3.5 billion years ago.